Alright. Does everything work? Cool. Let's make blackjack. Just because I like blackjack. So I already have a deck of cards. We are going to go new project though. So this is going to be blackjack for Android. I have keyboard working for it. So I'm going to put that there. Hopefully not destroy it. Empty. Let's do blackjack Kotlin because Kotlin is awesome and finish. So this project we are going to be I have to modify that to blackjack. Oh, no, we want that one. I'll give that a second. Everything loads. So this is going to be done in, what did I say, Kotlin, which is also similar to Java. By the way, I have stuff over here. I have a monitor over here. So once processes, once I press play, everything just goes sonic speed. I would love to get some music playing, but I don't know how. So, whatever. I could probably just play my own music. Don't know how good that would be though. Can we add this now? Deck of cards. Yeah. So we're not going to be making a new deck of cards, although I will go over it just to make things easy. Oh my god. So much. So much. And let's go settings, include that, and also include deck of cards. That only needs to be one. Oh, fuck me. They're gonna be a very weird string. So I'm doing a lot of setup. There's my deck of cards that don't have anything in them, which that is a problem. So I'm gonna take this guy, bring him over here for the moment, just because you guys can't see anything. That. Just gonna make a new package cards. Place that there, and then there's one more thing that I need to we need to change everything to that. Deck and well, that already changed. Change no, and then new change. All right, now card Let's sync that. And then the last thing that I need is this amazing thing that I created for logging capabilities. This thing is a godsend. And I will go over that as well soon, too. I am trying to make this thing do like 20 million things. And I'm okay with this. We're calling it logs because, you know, that's what I do. So this is just all for setup. So our log class is purely for logging, and the best way to show you how that works is by going here, do @test fun, I don't know, ASDF because, you know, greatest things ever. We'll do log dot a log dot filter class name that is going to be programmers box. And then we're going to run that. And that's just going to show a little bit of how the logs class works. This is, I'm actually kind of proud of this since I created that. We're not going to be using my phone for this because I don't want you guys to see what I have on my phone. What's up? One person's in here. I didn't even know that's where the stream chat was. Okay. So the worst part about this is how long Android Studio takes to do its stuff. Then again, it's, you know, Java, so it takes forever. And I think I had told you once how many tabs I have open. Right now I have 110 across all my windows, and I have 2 open over on this monitor right now. It's taking forever. So as that loads and stuff, we'll show you a little bit of the log class. So this, the coolest part about this is that it will tell you the line number that that you're printing to. So this one makes things very pretty, and this failed. Why? Oh, that's right. Okay, so that. Okay, so logged again just prints out. We have our log.println. So normally we have log.e, log.r, all of that, and that will print things to what we call the log cap. And this is just like normal echo statements, which makes things super easy. And why did this not mocked? Of course. Okay, so I am going to bring up. Right, so logs are not. No, not that one. That? No, other one. That one. Okay. This looks very weird. Well, that's actually a good place for it. So that's not what should happen. Let's go here. Same thing. Here, so just copy that. Paste that. Run that guy. So Android Q is the latest version of Android. It's not It's still in beta, but still actually pretty cool. This, you can't see my mouse. That is weird. I don't know how to make mouse shown. I don't use Streamlabs because I'm on a Mac, and it's saying that that's only on Windows. But I want to use Streamlabs, but I like doing development on Mac a lot more than Windows. I just use OBS. Really? In settings? And oh, okay. Cancel that. Properties. Nope, that's not it. Good thing that we get to this up. I don't know, man. Filters? Nope, nope, not filters. Um, yeah, so I don't, maybe, I don't know, man. Filters. No, I don't, no, 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 no. It's been forever since I last used this, so I have no idea how to do anything. But this is like the worst part about doing Android development. You could literally just wait here as this is running and just wait because things take forever. So as you can see, I have my colors very pretty looking. I had to put that all in myself, and I like the look of it. Makes it easier to read stuff. Oh. Just run this stupid test. Thank you. Okay, seeing as that, let's just put this in the main activity, which is right here. So let's just run that, and then you'll get to actually see things in action. And as that is going, then I get to play around a bit more with getting a mouse showing. Okay. We'll see you later, Ria. I don't know how to show this. No. Can't see him on the mouse. The mouse is important. Let's just OBS So, mouse. Yes. Because that is going to take forever. To do anything. Oh, come on. Oh, it's finally gonna come up now. Okay. You want to show the mouse to make things easier so people can see what you're doing. I don't know. I am going to take a look at that at another time because that is actually kind of annoying me. Yup. This is how long it normally takes. Alright, so as that is taking ages and ages to load because, you know, haha, fuck me, I will go over my deck of cards. So the deck of cards is exactly what you think. A deck of cards. You have a card that has a suit and a value. The suits are suits of a deck. Oh, I don't want to sign in. So the suits are hearts, diamond, clubs, spades. I also put color in. So then I have some equal stuff. Yada yada. So we go back here to the card. We have our init, which is if it's between this, you can change the max value and the min value, just in case. Because I made this whole module as a card libraries, so that I need to get something. So I made the whole deck of cards thing so I could use it repeatedly. So for example, if I wanted to do poker, which I have done, blackjack, solitaire, any of that, you could change those values and make them what you want. We have a default card, so a companion object is kind of like a static method, so you can call like card.clear card or call card.back of the card. The suit, God, I had to give it a suit because a card needs a suit and a value. That's exactly what a card is. This is taking ever to run, and there it finally goes. We have compared to, we have value 10, that's, if it's greater than 10, just return 10. And there it is. That's what I wanted to show you. Right there, that ASDF. Right there. All that time, that's all I wanted to show you. Just the fact that that logging, you could press that and it takes you right there. And a lot of the static methods are exactly like normal log. So you have a log.a, which will eventually show up when it feels like it. Well, so you don't actually have an A, but you have a D, E, I, V, WTF, which is my favorite, W, and then there's also A and WTF are basically the same. WTF stands for what a terrible failure. So do with that information what you will. We have toString, we have an ACE. So I also have images in this, which we will be using. And again, I made this whole library years ago when, like, 5 years ago or so. So I believe I like took these images and I literally have 52 images, which I need to put in here. So sorry about this. So you can't see this yet. So that, go here. In a second, you're gonna just see this like populate, like go boom. Yeah, so all of these images I had to modify and name certain things because you can't, there's some things you can't have. Like, I think you can't have a space, you can't have a capital first, and some of that annoying stuff. So this takes off of all of those, which is kind of nice. Hash code, I had to put that in there. So that's the card class. The deck class, so because this is Kotlin, you're able to do a lot of really interesting stuff. So we have our deck of cards, we have a deck listener. Don't worry about that, don't worry about that one. We have don't worry about that one. We have our constructors, right? I think it's, oh, we'll get there. So we have our constructors, we have quite a few constructors. Here are operator overloads, which Java doesn't have. This is one of the reasons why I actually love Kotlin, because this is literally saying, like, you can do plus equals with the deck to a card, and the card will be added to the deck. That just amazes me constantly. You can do it with the suit, you can do it with the color, you can minus stuff, get stuff, times, divide, yada yada. You could reverse a deck, you can remove a color, you can remove a suit, number. Draw is one of the biggest things. I have my own exception, a card not found exception. I am really happy I made that because it's just super cool. This literally draws, and our deck listener, which this should be over here. Deck listener, which is down here. We have shuffle, which tells you when it shuffles, and when you draw, which is the size of the deck and what card was drawn. Even though draw returns something, this is for other purposes. We have a random card, we can get a certain card, and then it has a whole bunch of things that you'd expect a normal card to have. A deck to do. We have our deck count, we can deal a hand, and then here's our deck listener. Is there, and all the other stuff no one needs to worry about because those were put together horribly because I thought I was being clever. So now we will go with our main activity. I hate constraint listeners, so I always just make them all relative layouts just because that is the best thing. When it loads, I'm on a MacBook Pro, but I do have like 3 IDEs open, so let me actually close this guy. Relative layout, perfect. get rid of this guy because no one cares about him. He was born bad, he lives bad. So this is our main view. This is what a person will see right when they go in, as you could tell by that guy. So we are going to put a button. I want the button down though. And we're also going to put an image view. You go there. Normally you're allowed to click and drag. What's this? Turn on autoconnect. Yes. Okay, there we go. I actually didn't know that would do that. And then we will put an image right above it. And we'll make the current image a card. Now, I'm a person that I will constantly be testing this. Like, you know, we just put this in. I will write some code up so that you can press on the button. Everything on this screen, which, you know, with the button and the image view, it's known as a view. And all widgets extend the view. And this is, and if you know inheritance, great, this will be a lot easier. And so in normal, if you're doing this in Java, draw card, then you would need to do a little something. I don't like this. We're just going to make this layout above button. We don't need margin end. Margin bottom can go away. We want this centered horizontally, I believe. Right? No, we don't want these. And that brings it right there. So this button and this image view, they're both views. We'll name this player card, and we'll name this one draw cards. We also have to change that there. So both this button and image view are a view. I said that a few times. I'm sorry if I'm getting annoying with that. But in normal Java, you have to create a variable, and then sorry, I'm lagging a bit. You have to create a variable that's, for example, and I could actually do this really quickly. It would have to be like var button, and then start with it equaling null, and then down here you do button equals find view by ID, and then remember we just gave it an ID, so r.id, and then draw cards. Normally in Java that's what you have to do, but because we are in Kotlin, we don't have to do that. Kotlin makes things incredibly easy by making it so that you could literally just do, draw cards, set on click listen. And now, so you already have draw cards, which makes things incredibly easy. And we're setting what happens when you click on it. What we also need is, var deck equals deck. I am free. That's the constructor. I think we do like shuffler equals true. So that's going to give us a single deck that's shuffled. That's all it's going to give us. And I could add more constructors, but whatever, I'm too lazy right now. So for this, we're going to do player card dot set image resource I get deck dot draw dot get image this at that. And now we run. So this is going to be our first test with a deck of cards. with the two views. And what should happen is when we press the button, the image view that we made, player card, will get whatever's on the top of the deck. And now we just wait for things to build because it takes forever to get anything to build. Just because that's all of this. It's just super annoying, and there's nothing you can do about it except just wait. And it is just really, really boring just waiting. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can go make a sandwich. Sometimes, if you're unlucky, you can go take a nap. So, I've made blackjack before, which is what we're going to be making, but in that one, I had something known as a recycler view, which allows you to scroll and so you could see how many cards. But I don't think I'm going to do that at least this stream because I have the code somewhere else, and just doing some recycler view stuff gets a little like I've done it so many times, and I still need to look up just like, how do you do that again? It's one of those things. But is what it is, and maybe at another time I could show you the code, and how all that is done. Just because it's great in itself. I probably am going to want, so I'm going to make things really tiny for like 2 seconds. I'm going to want some coroutines, so I need to put those in. So coroutines are better than threading, a lot easier to, whatever the word is I'm trying to think of, a lot better to manage, a lot lighter, just better. So coroutines are a common thing on. It's kind of nice to have them. And if my audio sounds bad, it's because my audio input is coming from my Mac, because I don't have a professional setup. What is going on? 3 processes ago, 6, 4. Now there's so much we could be doing, but it's sometimes, okay, now what? It's sometimes good just to have one thing going at a time. Alright, so here we go. You can't see my mouse. Can I make it so you can see my mouse at all? No, I don't think you can. Actually, what I can do, after I draw a card, I'm going to modify something. So we press draw a card, and look, we have a 4. That's exactly what we thought was going to happen. Oh, not going to move that. There. So as you can see, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just making some stuff up. So we did get our 4, which is exactly what we wanted. And if you press this, what, like 52, 53 more times, then you would get a card not found exception because the deck would be empty. So as I go to put something to make that easier, we could add a deck listener equals maybe that's how you do it, right? I am forgetting how to do this. Just something work. Let me really quickly see how to do the deck. Oh, okay. That's how. Alright, I forgot. Put object, because it's special. So here we're just going to do blowjob. I don't know. E, I guess. And we're going to make this C and size. And we're also going to put a shuffle method in here that just says log.I reshuffle. Just so you guys can see where that is being called. Kinda wanna use my phone now, but I don't have enough ports to put anything in. Is the emulator even still working? I don't know, this is even still working. Why? Oh, I may just use my actual phone, which I don't want to do, but I have another phone that I could use if I wanted to. Settings. So what I am trying to enable on this emulator, this is why I use real phones. Emulators are horrible. What I'm trying to do is I am trying to make it so that when I press on something, you could see when I press. It's not going very well. So as we wait for that to somehow do something, why don't we put another, why don't we get the dealer set up here? So let's put an image view right there. I am multitasking to the notes. I need some music. But I don't know how to put music on. Can I just like... No. can't see anyone right now. I'm in a different tab, so sorry. Scroll. I am trying to do like 5 things at once. Dealer card. We're gonna change that with center. Horizontal. I think. Is that the right one? Need to go away. Yes. Okay. That was this. If at any moment I need to just like close down the stream, I am sorry that I'm not sorry. Just letting you know. So as we're here, because this is in fact blackjack, we need a way to make sure that we know what our card total is, because that is how you play blackjack, whether you want it to be or not. That is the rule. I don't think that's going to work, so I am going to do So I don't know how this is going to sound, but if it sounds bad, someone has to let me know. I don't know. So now we're going to put 2 text views. Those are just text. This is going to be super... What the... Magnet! So these are going to be 2 just to let us know the totals. Maybe in a future stream I'll add cards, so it's just easier. It's loading. Just to let you know, this normally doesn't go this slow. It's going this slow because I have so many things open. And that is a fact, whether you want to believe it or not. So, this guy is going to be player total. If player total. That. Those. This is going to be above. Right. And then it's going to be centered horizontally. This guy is going to be dealer total. That. Those. Let's make this below dealer card. And then center. So now we basically have Set up for blackjack. Now let's go to our main activity. When it loads, can I do that? Oh my god, that works. Now we just need a few more bars. So, in Kotlin, you have a difference between val and var. Val is something that can't be changed. While a var is something that later on you could change as much as you want. So we're going to do var player total equals player score and var dealer score. Is there anything else we need? Equals death. If size greater than or equal to, let's go 5. Then we're gonna do it. Death. Before. Okay, so that's how I do it. I'm just gonna copy something over. So that should take care of that. So when it's less than or equal to 5 cards, then we're just going to make a new deck. I guess, so here's what we should do. Draw cards, dot set, long click, center. So the difference between these two is exactly what it sounds like. Sorry, my legs were getting a bit sore. The difference between these two, one is when you do a normal click, the other is when you press and hold. So now, so this is going to be normal hits. This is going to be stay and let dealer go. So let's do val c equals that. Then we need to do player score plus equals c dot value 10. I probably should put something in for an ace. but I'm really lazy right now. Actually, let's... whatever. This will be good for now. So we have that. We'll do global scope dot launch. Now this is the dealer as while dealer score is less than or equal to 16. We're basically doing that. Dealer card, dealer score. At the end, although what we're going to do is I'm going to set a delay here of let's do 500 milliseconds. That's just for looks. I'll just put a toast. To a card. So I'm gonna do a toast to see who wins. I guess I could do Val winner equals if dealer score is greater than player score. Dealer wins. Else if player score is greater than dealer score. Player wins. Else it's a tie. Now we do toast dot. Come on, back up. No, no. Winner toast dot. We go short and then we'll show. And then this should be alright, so let's run this, and as this is doing its run and whatnot, I am going to take a look to see what, how I got the aces working. Again, this is a very dumbed down version of it. Okay. I'm taking the lazy approach right now. I am just going to be copying code over because I am a super lazy SOB. We are going to make nothing out of this. Fun. List of cards. Think I'm being lazy? I am. Alright, now hit should be good. So we'll go over that code in a second. We are just going to var player cards equal array list of cards. I screwed that up. Image resource c dot get image this activity. So now, as you can see, if we just press draw a card, eventually, probably also. Oh, no. Repeat it. going to do clear cards dot clear dealer cards dot clear. This is here. Clear cards. Clear card. Clear total. Text equals clear score. That should, keyword here is should, be good to play. So this essentially should be a whole blackjack game. Just between two people. And we'll play a few just to make sure it works. And I didn't use logs here. Most things are perfectly copied. Again, I was just getting lazy. I can go through this code if you want me to. I don't have to. I don't care that much. I made this code a while ago and kinda happy with it. This is bugging me. Oh, what happened? Ah! Press there. Press here. So if you look at the bottom of the IDE, so if you look at the bottom of the IDE, it says installing APK. Android apps are based off of APK. That's kind of their like file format. You'll see something like app-debug.apk. That is, if you send that to someone with an Android phone, then they can download and install that onto their device, and that's how they deal with it. Or that's how they install it and use it. A lot better than iOS. Shots fired. Okay. Alright. Eventually this is going up here. Okay. So let's draw a card. Got a queen. Draw another one. I don't know if it went through. It did go through, I think. Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. Instead of plus equaling, we just need to do... Oh, I know what we're going to do. So there's something really cool about Kotlin. There's something known as a when statement. This is really cool. So if player score greater than 21, I don't know. Let's do zero score equals player score minus 1 just for this shits and giggles. And because we're not doing a do while, this should actually work wonderfully. I need to go through it all again. That should do it. And now we have another long time to wait. I think if we were doing this on my phone, it would go a lot faster. Unfortunately, privacy, so that's good. It's installing. I'm sure there's a lot more I could be talking about. It's just I've done this so many times that I don't know what others don't really know anymore, if that makes sense. Like I kind of know too much, like just enough that like at the starting stages, I just don't know what others don't know. Like, I just kind of forget, like, oh, you didn't know this. That's right. I need to go and teach that, or talk about that, or so on and so forth. It's just one of those things. So, if there's any part that anyone doesn't understand, please let me know. I will do my best to explain it. And if the question is why is the emulator so slow, I can only give a 2-word answer. So that's 5, 11. Give me a 10. Oh, that's weird. Why isn't it? But it didn't give us the time. Ah! Oh, something broke. Oh, I think I know what happened here. Let me quickly look. I am going to just add another button that's like stay. Because I don't. This is being too slow. Yes. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. And now we wait. This is a great time to check emails, make moves and words with friends. You know, stream with a lot more people. This is the moment where like someone popular can actually look at chat and interact a whole bunch, explain a whole bunch of things, because it takes friggin' ever for the emulator to do anything. Very professional. Checking my phone. Oh, considering what this is, it's a little occasion. Ever want to edit this stream, which there's like 2%, 0.5% chance of that ever happening, it would be like all these load times would like be cut and people who like learn based off of this are gonna be like, but it loaded in like 2 seconds for him. So I need to put like a disclaimer. Loading times are cut to make this video easier to watch. What is this trying to do? I'm gonna look up how as this decides to take forever. Everything is just not working. I'm ranking. When you get really angry, this is when you can just be like, screw it, and just restart it. When it eventually goes. Eventually. Android Studio doesn't wanna work. That's what you think of this small. Eventually, this will work. No. It has no reason to go into I, in all my professionalism, I'm going to play a game on my phone. just because this is taking forever. So yeah. Eventually, it'll decide like, oh, let's start working. Eventually. Any day now. Oh, gonna get gray hair soon. Probably the most boring thing on Twitch right now. I bet. See, all we're trying to do is run this. That's the worst part. We're only trying to run it. We're still, like, testing it to make sure that things work. And if things don't work, then there's more work we have to do. So for anyone who wants to know, I am playing Bladecraft because I need a time waster. I bet. Eventually. Well, I guess you could go with this card. This is just to make sure, like, hey, is there still a card? Then we set the image. We added to a list that we had of both dealer and player. This method is purposely created so that we don't have to do this code more than once, because essentially the rules are the same. It's just in blackjack, dealer has to hit until they get until they get greater than 6. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, they have to stay. So very simple rules for dealer. This is why this is such a good game to me. Then we sort the cards by descending based off of the value. And a lot of this logic is just to make sure, like, hey, is this an ace? If it is an ace, well then, can we add 11? And if we can, oh, wonderful. Okay, now, let's draw a card. Let's draw another card. Let's go to Logcat, see what's going on. Gonna draw another card. Apparently not. Something's probably gonna break. Maybe we should just do this on the real phone. I give in. I'm just going real phone now. Give me 2 seconds. Emulator's too slow. So don't look at my phone. Got stuff on there, man. Right, so let's draw. Okay, now we have to stay. No, wait, hold on. So we did bus, so less than or equal to 21 hit. Oh, I guess you do need to put. So yeah, that's basically blackjacking. Aside from this one thing, everything works great. Except that we forgot to change player score equals 0, dealer score equals 0. So draw, stay. Dealer wins. We do clear that card, so set card dot removes this. So we did that, we did it, we did it. You know what? Yes. This is going to be field equals value and player score total dot text equals field. Then we're going to do the same exact thing. Dealer score. So this is a really cool thing about Kotlin. You could do this, and then when that actually goes and changes, then boom, and then it's basically like when this gets set, do this. It's just like a really cool thing about Kotlin. Is there anything else you need to deal with? I don't think so. Stop looking at my phone. So now it's a little faster. Well, it's a lot faster. Let's draw, 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 stay. Deal. Actually, let's, after that, let's put in a delay of 2.5 seconds. Also, let's do, if that's the case, then stay button dot. I think it's like, there's a way to make it click. Well, let's go on an adventure. Something. I know I could just go to my other thing to look. What was it? I think that's it. Oh, it's form. Okay. So that's basically saying if we go above 21, then just click. And that should be good. Stop looking at my stuff. Yeah, you could see that. Yeah, okay, cool, there we go. Well, I guess. Yeah, that'll work. So, that's it. That is Blackjack. Like a very quickly made Blackjack in, what, an hour and a half? With some copy code, but please, there's just some stuff because like I spent hours on all this code at one point. It just like being, oh, how do I do this? And some of the sorting stuff I looked up how to do, but eventually, as you can see, I was able to figure out how to do that. So it's just, it's annoying stuff, really annoying stuff. At least that code, because you have to be like, okay, so if we add all these cards up, uh, can we make this 11 or not? It's anyway, that's basically what that's saying, and that was annoying in its own right. But a lot of this other stuff is kind of straightforward. For Android development, if you know normal Java development, anything that you put in the main method, public static void main, string, brackets, args, the onCreate is basically that. So anything you put into the onCreate, that's like the thing that runs. And there's some other things and that's life cycle stuff. So For example, if we come down here, do control space, because that's the best thing ever, and kind of go down, we could override all this stuff. Anyone who does decide to do any of this, there's a lot of this you probably won't do. Finish is one that you might do. Enter picture-in-picture if you're doing that mode. What is it? There's like on back button press. And some of that stuff. Again, a lot of this stuff you're probably not going to use on restart. But there's enough that is like, oh, this is something that you should know. But there's not enough that's like, oh, there's not enough that it's like, not enough that I'm gonna go through each and every one. If anyone wants to use any of this code, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you. The deck of the card stuff, if you're gonna use, just give me credit on that. I worked really hard. I mean, look at this. I even put comments in that. That's how much. So, like, this goes so far deep that, let's say we go here, and we do that. It tells you what it is. That's how much effort I put into, like, the whole deck of cards. I spent a lot of time on that. But yeah, again, a lot of this stuff. This is Blackjack is one of the most simplest games to make, just because at least the AI is super simple. Just because it's, as long as they're not over 16, they have to hit. So that's what makes it such an easy game to do. Now, the code that I got some of it from is from this app that I had made. Here's Blackjack. And it's just, a little more fleshed out, but that's because I put a lot more time into this. I did forget to do the 2 cards at start, but, again, this took us an hour and a half to make. So we hit, we stay, it's a tie. And then you have the amount of cards left up here. Gotta get my sidetrack right here. And I have it set up so that if you get once you reach 0, instead of give me a sec, I'll think of it. Instead of just making a new deck, it makes a new deck plus 1. So then you'll have like 104 cards, which I believe they normally do in Blackjack. I've played Blackjack a few times in casinos. So that's essentially what I have. This again, what you're seeing right now, that's the thing that I have in an actual app that I'm working on that can't. That's a really good app. And so some other card games, we have video poker. I'm actually pretty impressed with this one. And if anyone is here, I can go over. I could make these games on stream. So this one, okay. We have high-low, which is higher low. We have matching. This is a good one. Again, just matching. We have calculation. We have solitaire. Solitaire is my favorite. Solitaire I've wanted to do for a long time, and I was finally able to do it. Took a while, though, to finally get it to a point where, I literally play this game every day. Before stream, I was playing this game. Yeah. So, that's Blackjack in an hour and a half. if there's any questions, I don't know. I don't know where this video is going to end up. Probably archive it. I don't know. But thanks for stopping by for all those who have, and I don't know. See you next stream.